Haven't done a live in a while. Thought I'd do one. Welcome to the channel. Before we get started, we'll have some. We'll give some time out for people to get on here, and then we'll get into. We'll get into. You'll see. You've seen the title. We'll get into some stories. Good old stories. So we'll wait here. Good old stories. Oh. So we'll wait here. So we'll wait here. So we'll wait here. All right. Come on, guys. Come on in. Come on in. It's all good in the hood in here. Keep it PG-13. I'm just kidding. It's always rated R in here. But come on. Said we'll get some people up in here, and then we'll go and get it going. Come on, guys. Come on. Hey, I'll just start talking to myself. It's fine. I know some people will come up. Give it another couple minutes, I guess, and then we'll just get into it. How's everyone tonight? How everyone is doing? How we doing tonight? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Well, guess I'm just gonna start talking to myself. That's okay. Well, to any of you who have read what's going on, do some story time. You know, thought it'd be cool to get to know us a little bit more. Uh, so if you guys have stories you want to tell, just drop a comment. I'd love to hear some stories. Any good stories that you guys got from either what are you doing now, or you got any stories now, or you got any stories back then? Uh, just a comment, you know. But anyway, I don't know what y'all would like to hear, but I'll just start off with let's see. Let me take you back to, I don't know, let's say around 11 to 12, around that area. Um, in school. I think I was around either in the 5th or 6th grade. I think I was in the 6th grade. I'm not sure. Uh, Memory's kind of wonky. But, yeah. School back then. I don't know if any of you, if y'all can relate, but school back then was, it was weird, but it was good, you know, it was, excuse me, sorry. It was a good time. um, the whole bullying thing definitely was going around. I don't know if the bullying thing is still around. You know, it was pretty bad when I was growing up. You know, everywhere you looked, someone was getting bullied. Uh, you know, me included. I would get bullied left and right. It wasn't up until that time area where um I broke free and decided to just say enough was enough. You know, um, definitely in 5th grade is where I decided, yeah, I've had enough of this bullshit. This is fucked up. You know. Um, so yeah, definitely was weird for me. You know, I was very shy. I was a very shy person. Didn't really know how to talk to girls back then. Um, Still don't, but I gotten a little better since then. Don't worry. But yeah, it was funky. You know, I knew how to pick fights. I didn't know how to pick up girls. Let's just say that. Um, here's a good funny story for you. So it was around that time area. I think it was 6th grade. Could have been 5th, but is where we met. It was where I met our other co-host Avery, who you've seen on the channel plenty of times now. Um, that's how I met Avery. Yeah. So let's get into that. As I just started getting into fights, you know. Um, let's just say I picked up a fight that didn't really go all that well. You know, I held my own, but you know, Um, and I was a small kid. You know, I was really small. I was like maybe like 4'1", 4'2". I was really small. And this guy to me was like Andre the goddamn Giant. You know, he was huge, and yeah, you know, he was doing his rounds as usual, picking fights, and it was around that time area where I was like, I don't know, I was like Captain America, you know. I always had the saying of, "I don't like bullies." I still don't like bullies. Um, but yeah, I didn't like bullies. I never did. Just being of the fact that I always used to get bullied. Um, so yeah, so I saw some kids getting bullied. I decided to step in. You know, the only shots I could do were some low blows. You know, I got them a few times. Um, and I had a good stent of hair on me. You know, not this long as you've seen, but I had fairly decent long hair, and I just remember this guy literally just picking me up by the hair and doing that. You know, like that scene in Avatar, that when the Colonel, he was picking up Jake Sully by his ponytail. It's literally how I was getting pulled. You know, I've fucking just getting pulled up by the hair. You know, um, I was hurting, but you know, I was still kicking and fighting. You know, I was doing my thing, but it didn't tickle. Um, and here, you know, next thing I know, I see this white ginger kid come running. You know, I saw him in the corner of my eye, and he starts running, and then all of a sudden, bam, tackles this guy, and you know, he just starts hammering in this kid, and it was to the point where you kind of felt bad for that kid because our co-host Avery was landed in pretty good. um next thing we know, principal's coming out, a whole bunch of teachers. They got us off of they got him off, and kid ended up with a broken nose. You know, um, yeah, there's a lot of blood coming out of him. uh, so I got taken to the principal's office, and I'm sitting there. I'm just twiddling my thumbs, and the only thing that I'm thinking is like, damn, he got really messed up. Too bad I wasn't the one that did. Uh, and Avery comes walking in with the principal. He stops, and he looks at me and he goes, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, man. Are you okay?" You know, and boom, that's how we met. And along through the school years, he's had my back, I've had his, and then we'll skip a few. Actually, no, we'll keep around the same timeline here. We'll just jump. Sixth grade ended. I go to seventh. We ended up splitting up. Um, Unfortunately, he went to one school and I went to the other. You know, and seventh grade. This school was a little bit more strict. They didn't really allow fights, but we managed to find the sneak our way into fights anyway without getting too much, causing too much mayhem. Um, Mandalorian Cup. Yep. But yeah. So we'd always be doing chess boxing, you know, play fighting mostly. Sometimes we would get in like your standard average fight. Um, but I ended up hanging out with a group that I knew from all the way back in fourth grade, and I started hanging out with them. We were really close. We were like the closest of friends, and I think it was eighth grade, going on ninth, I think. But I think it was the start of eighth grade. Avery comes back. They ended up bringing him to this school because he was getting in too much in trouble with the other school. I won't get into detail. That's his own stories, and maybe someday he'll let you know what happened. But I ain't gonna spill the beans. Um. So yeah, we ended up meeting up. We weren't really hanging out. We knew each other. We definitely were like, oh shit, yo, what's up? But I had my friend group now, and he had his. And ninth grade hits. I think it was going on 13, 14. This is where I started getting into a little bit more of a rebellious state. And the kids I was hanging out with, you know, we were pretty much causing mayhem no matter what, left and right. You know, some of the teachers I felt bad for now because they never really deserved that. They were just trying to do their jobs. And some other teachers, nah, you deserved what we got, what we gave out there. You just have those specific teachers that they really don't like kids, and you can see that. And then you have the great ones, the great teachers that are just there to give an education and try to help you out along your journey throughout growing up. And yeah, we were just those guys, no one wanted to really be around us except us. Um, but, I started getting better, I started getting more, more confident. I was still a little shy, but uh, and around ninth grade around ninth to 10th is where definitely I started becoming my own person in a way. Um, Sometimes after school we have a Y around us here in Fitchburg, so we would always hit the Y. They would always have like a cool little um chill area, so to say. We'd always hang out there, and then there's this just one time where um we have a place called the Corries, and it's a little hiking trail, and it's like this. It's hard to kind of explain. It's this whole rock formation type deal thing, you know. And right, you can see it. Yeah, they always spray paint the year on this big boulder that they have, and usually the whole town can pretty much see it anywhere where you are. It really depends on where you are though, but they have a nice hiking trail up there. Um, and at this age I've never really ventured off. You know, I'd always have hey I'd always have to text, hey, I'm at this spot. I'll be here for a little bit. Can you pick me up around this time? And that's what I had to do. So it was really unplanned, but we went up there, walked a little bit, and all I remember was seeing the time. Remind you, I had the cool flip phone with the keyboard. Those were like the coolest phones to me. I know it was kind of way back, but those were awesome. Those were the phones that I grew up with. Uh, so yeah, I had the flip, and I look at my phone, and it's like 5, 6 o'clock, and I looked at my buddy, and I was like, "Yo, dude, I gotta be back. Like, if I'm not there, I'm in trouble." So I remember we booked it all the way back down, and person that was picking me up was already there, and I kind of fibbed. I said we walked around a little bit. Sorry, I lost track of time. Didn't get in really much trouble, but yeah, a little bit. um. So yeah, it was one of my first times venturing out and getting in a little trouble. It wasn't up until like ninth and 10th is where I started getting a little bit more into some stuff. And I mean stuff is where I really became like super pothead. Let's just say I was a mega pothead back then. Um, Ninth grade, my buddy that lives down the street from me, from where I am, um, he'd always grab some stuff, and we'd always go in the backyard and make these like, we'd make the can bowls. We'd make little contraptions and shit. And I don't know, we just didn't really have an effect on me like that. Either we were just he was getting some like low grade Mexican grass shit. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it wasn't up until 10th grade where I really got like baked for the first time. Um, I went down to a park that's like a little bit near from where I am. Um, Pretty close, not bad, but it's pretty close from where I am, and yeah, we went down, we walked a little bit, found a little area. It became like he showed me this area. That ended up becoming like my designated area. I found some little spots to go out and smoke and stuff, but that was my spot. If I was out, boom, that was there. That was my spot. Um, yeah, and I got really, really high. I didn't even know where I was at that time, and I had to walk home. Walk wasn't that bad, but all I remember is getting home, grabbing like half of what was ever made on the table, going upstairs and just grubbing the hell out, and then watching TV. And I was like, "This is cool, man. Like I can get into this," and I did. I started smoking like every day. uh, before school, after school, before I went to bed, you know, and it was pretty cool. It was a good time, you know, up until no, we were still in 10th grade. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit. The first school around 7th and 8th grade, when I hit ninth, we were still at the same place. This school changed locations. So when we went to 10th, when I did my whole 10th year, we were at a different location. So I think it was 7th, 8th, and ninth was around the same school time or same area that I was going to school. So um ninth grade, I think I was in ninth. This is how I met Sean. Sean was in, or maybe I was in eighth and he was in ninth. I don't remember. I know I was in ninth. I think I was in ninth. Is where I didn't meet him, but I saw him around, and for whatever reason, from the side, he always reminded me of Channing Tatum. But it was this long haired, rock and roll looking dude, if you can believe that. And so when we moved to the other school, um, we had gym class, and so we had gym class together. I don't know why it was so stupid. I don't know why I did it. I have no idea why I decided this would be a cool idea. But I sat next down to this guy, looked at him, and I was like, "Hey man." He looked at me and he's like, "What's up, man?" And I was like, "Do you know the commercial Aflac?" And he's like, yeah, the duck with the insurance and stuff." And I was like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Yeah, listen to this." I lifted up my leg and all you hear is, and I look at him, I'm like, "Aflac." He starts laughing. I'm laughing. By the end of that, he invited me to his house. You know. Now Sean was in the whole rock and roll phase. I was more in the laid back hippie phase. Um, yeah, he invites me to his house. That's how we become friends. That's how I met Sean. Uh, and Sean always likes to say whenever I tell that story, it all farted from there. So, uh, anyway, so that's the story on how I met Sean. Um, So anyway, we're at this school. Some things happened. I got into my first love affair. I dived into the whole love thing, and I had my first love. And things didn't work out. There was a falling out between um us, and I veered away from a lot of things, and Avery at the time, he was there. He would call me up and be like, "Listen, man, I know you're going through some shit, and it sucks." And he'd always call me up, make sure I was good. And I think it was I was either I was walking or I was coming back down. Where I said I felt like just walking home that day. I think, and I saw Avery walking, and or not walking, but I saw Avery coming down, or I saw Avery. Yeah, I was walking, and I had a little something I'm blazing up, and he didn't know this, but he comes walking up to me. He's like, "Hey man, you smoke?" And I was like, "Yeah man, I smoke like all the time." He's like, and I was like, "You want to hit?" We start smoking, and he's like, he does his little thing. Well, he's like, well, not for nothing, man, but there's a little group of us that down the hill. There's this park that we go to, and there's a group of us that smoke and stuff. If you want to come down, and I was like, right now, and he's like, yeah. So we go into the whole park phase. I call it the park family. It was a family. We were like a group of friends. Don't really see them that much anymore, but there's only like 3 of us from that group that are still in contact. Him, me, and our friend that lives in Florida. But hey, it brings me down. I meet the whole group family and blazed up. Got really stoned. Now at the time, the one I was just talking about that lives in Florida, I don't think he was there that day. And Avery comes to me the next day and he's like, hey man, there's a guy I hang out with that I want you to meet. So I was like, okay. He comes. We all are sitting outside Avery's house, just blazing up, all talking, and yeah, we all started becoming really close friends and stuff. So that was pretty much a daily routine all the way up until 10th grade ended, and that whole summer was up in smoke. Every day throughout that whole summer, my routine would be get up, eat, because I don't know when I was going to be eating again. Um, Wait a few hours, and then hit the group up or whoever I had on my contact list and be like, hey man, you're going to be at the park? And he's like, and they'd all be like, yeah, I'll be down at this time. So I'd always ride my bike down because fuck walking down this. I live on a hill, so I'd ride my bike down. So I'd ride my bike down all the time. Sometimes I'd walk down if I didn't feel like carrying the bike all the way back up. So yeah, usually, for the most part, I walked, but occasionally I'd ride my bike. Rode my walk down all the time. Get there, there would always be someone at the park, and we'd always sit against this wall. So there was always someone at the wall. Sometimes I'd be the first one. Sometimes other people would be there, and they would already be blaring some music and just chilling, you know. And that was pretty much like an everyday thing. And that's where I got stupid rebellious. Um, did some pretty stupid things that I definitely regret. Some other things that, hey, that was actually pretty fun. If we weren't at the park, we were usually at our buddy's house partying until the crack of dawn. And yeah, it was pretty wild. Um you know, but that's what happens sometimes, I don't know if any of you guys can relate. I don't know if you guys had any of those phases. I definitely went into the whole party phase, rebellious phase. Um, the Corys I mentioned, there was one night I went up there with our buddy that lives in Florida and another guy that occasionally would come down to the park and a chick. We all go up there. The guy's trying to get with the chick. Guy from Florida, me and him are just like looking at each other like he's trying way too damn hard and he's stupid. And I think it was like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. I noticed my phone died, so I was like, damn, I can't get in touch with people. I can't get in touch with my grandmother, who I happen to be living with. I can't get in touch with her. And so that whole night, she's up. She's calling the police. She's even calling the campus police, because Fitchburg State is where I'm around. So they're all like telling her within 24 hours, if you haven't heard from them, then it becomes an issue. So yeah, I'm up at the quarries blazing up. My grandmother's worried that I'm not even here anymore. You know, she's crazy. She finally went to bed. Um, I get home around like 3, 4 in the morning. So yeah, those were my nights. Um, even got my first job at a hotel where my grandmother was working, and I busted tables for like 2 weeks. And I had to work a Saturday, or I think I had to work. Yeah, I worked Saturdays because I was part time. So the weekends I do Sunday and Saturday, I think, because during the week. During the week, I had to get up for school. Yeah, during the week, I'd have to get up for school, and It was right around summer ending, but we're still doing our thing, and we'd be partying. I had to be up at like 4, 5 in the morning, and going to work with still like almost like still cocked off my ass, and yeah. So I went through some pretty crazy phases throughout my times. Um, all I can say is I don't drink anymore. I'm proud to say that. If you haven't watched our video on sobriety, um, take a little break here. Yeah, if you haven't watched our video on sobriety, I definitely recommend you check it out. It's one of our best ones. It's very deep. Um, and if any of you are struggling, like we said on that video, comment. You know, we're always here to help you guys. If you need anything, someone you need to talk to, or you know, anything like that. You know, don't be afraid to comment or anything like that. But so anywho, that's some stories that I got. Pretty crazy ones. Um, I won't probably talk about that. Maybe in a future video I will talk about some other stuff that I've done. But for the most part, I had a pretty decent life. I'm still living, still breathing, still here. You know, some of the times half the shit I did, I don't even know how I'm here, but I'm here, and that works for me. You know, but so that's a little about me. Maybe we'll get a live going again and do some more with me, Avery, and Sean. Um, Plans. We haven't really talked about any plans. I know we'll probably come out with a season 3. Right now, we're just trying to keep up with Marvel and what they're doing. I'm sure we'll end up posting some videos about the new Spider-Man that just came out. Gotta sneeze. Bless me. But yeah, I'm sure we'll come out with some videos like that. Um, yeah, I'm sure we'll do a movie review about the new Captain America movie. But as for season 3, we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. You know, we haven't really fully sat down. I know for season 3, I think there's definitely going to be a lot more of Avery involved. Not that he hasn't been involved, but I'd like to get him for season 3 on, you know, it'd be nice to have us all do some stuff together. Um, but like I said, that's a future time. Me and the guys are gonna have to sit down and work out some things. That's the plans for right now. Like I said, be on the lookouts for probably some reviews on the new Spider-Man thing that's on Disney Plus. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Um, Honestly, right now it's really like knocking on my door and saying, "Can we please talk about it?" I can't talk about it. I can't do my own reviews without saying, "Hey, I had this idea. Can I do this?" I'm not gonna go out of my way and put something out there without, you know, hitting up my co-hosts and saying, "Is this cool?" If I was gonna do it, I'd do it. But um, maybe I'll do it on a TikTok. I have no idea how long that's gonna be up for anymore. It's weird. It got banned for like a good 18 hours and then boom. I wasn't really expecting the whole TikTok deal thing to be down that long anyway. Um, but maybe I'll give my reviews on the whole Spider-Man because that's my own thing. I did a review on Nosferatu, so if any of you want to see that, that's on my TikTok page. But anyway, guys, um, that's all I got for today. I thought it'd be cool to give a little story time. It might be a little too late for any of you guys, so you know. But probably go live of a whole lot more with you guys. Uh, but we shall see. Um, but yeah, so that's all the time I have for right now. Um, if you guys wanna have more story time, comment below. Say, hey, this was actually pretty fun. Um, it'd definitely be cool to tell some more stories. Uh, Maybe to even do some videos on some stories and stuff. Uh, anyway, I'd like to take the time to just say, you know, to show your love to all the guys that are out in California right now. That whole fire situation it's rough, and it's not fair for those for all those people to be going through what they're going through. So if you guys could show love to Cali right now, that'd be really nice. Um, I'm praying for them every day. I don't know if it's slowed down. I haven't really been keeping up with it. The last thing I know was it's just not nice. It's not good, and it's horrible. So if you guys could show some love to Cali, that'd be really appreciated. Um, and to the people on this flight to Washington, I guess last night that went down. Uh, my prayers and go out to them and to the families that lost their lives. I won't get into it because it's not my place to, but it's definitely a tragic thing. Um, if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, I'm sure you can find it. It's probably up there already. So hopefully 2025 gives us better things throughout what's coming. Right now the start of it is not really a good start. But there's not much we can do except just show appreciation. Stay positive. I know the world sucks sometimes, but it's just the world the way it is. You don't have to be involved with all that stuff. Just be involved with the people that you love and the people that care about you, and just surround yourself with just good people. And definitely come to this channel if you're just looking for a good time. Um, anyway, guys, we love you guys. We appreciate everything. You've been with us for for a little bit now, and we definitely highly appreciate that. You know, it's been a crazy journey so far, and I'm sure it will only get crazier and more insane. But make sure you click that like button, turn on the notifications, and if you guys want to hear some more stuff, just drop a comment too, you know? But anyway, guys, see you on the next one. Peace.